And good morning. I'm your friend Scotty Ray. We're going to be starting the morning show beginning at 7. We've got some local headlines that will begin there. We do have we'll tell you more about this at the top of the hour, but we have a family that is without a home now. A fire happened overnight around 2 a.m. Home totally destroyed. They're going to need some help as they try to get back on their feet. This will be just off of Valley Road in Lauderdale County. We'll give you details coming up at 7 a.m. on that. Already, as we begin a Tuesday, be ready, get what you have to have done today, because this is the last time you're going to see that stuff that either you call it clouds or maybe a little bit of sunshine. Rain begins tonight, and it will be with us through the weekend. It's going to be wet, wet, and wet. If you have to get something done that doesn't need to get rained on, make sure to handle that today. This will be our last chance of that. Rain showers start later this afternoon. We'll give you the details on the forecast up and coming this morning. Becky, good morning. Good to see you. Miss LaWanda joins us. Elmer is there. Joe Collins. Glad to see y'all. And I can't tell you how fun it is as we're out and about on every weekend, every day, of the many people that we bump into. Thank y'all for watching. I don't think we say that enough, but we truly mean that, and we appreciate that. On the way, we'll get into your headlines that are shaping America. Right now, let's go to Collinsville. Looks like Brother Paul has got him some glasses. Let's take a look at all this.
Have you ever felt like someone was out to get you? I mean, if they could, they would do you harm. It may be by trying to destroy your reputation or even physically harm you. We like to think the best of people, but the bottom line is there may be some in our circle who just don't like who we are or what we do. Fortunately, I can say that this has only happened a very few times over 59 years of living. But when it does happen, I've learned to enlist people I know will pray earnestly on my behalf. These are not the kind of circumstances that we need to try and face alone without godly people standing in the gap with us in prayer. In 2 Thessalonians 3, verse 2, Paul continues with his request for prayer from those in his church. He says, "And pray that we may be delivered from wicked and evil men, for not everyone has faith." Paul's greatest desire was for the gospel to be heard and for unbelievers to be saved. He would boldly go anywhere God would lead him to preach and teach others what it meant to know and follow Jesus Christ. While he was in the city of Corinth, he faced opposition from some who not only sought to disrupt his efforts to evangelize, but to harm him physically. He refers to these men as wicked and evil because he knew their intent was to do him harm. He says they are this way because, quote, not everyone has faith. Paul knew that it is faith in Jesus Christ that transforms the heart. He knew the hard reality that not everyone has experienced this transformation and their hearts remain hard towards the things of God. Paul knew that he couldn't take matters into his own hands. So he asked the Thessalonians to pray that God would deliver him from these men. We too face opposition from those who intend to do us harm, and we don't need to live our lives in constant fear, but our first line of defense in these matters is to pray and ask others to pray with us that God might deliver us and keep us from harm. We don't have to look far to see the hard reality that not everyone has faith. Change begins in you.
The Change Begins in You is brought to you in part by Piggly Wiggly of Collinsville, Patrick Allen Companies, Mitchell Tire and Wrecker in Collinsville, and Mowdy Cabinetry. And welcome back. I hope you enjoyed that message. As we sat here and watched, I was thinking something is different. I can't put my finger on it. I said, oh, Brother Paul's got glasses. And then I went, wait a minute, he got a haircut also. So a new look for Brother Paul there. Good morning. I'm your friend Scotty Ray. Do hope your morning is going well for you as we all begin a new day. Today is Tuesday, May the 6th. Right now we're sitting at 59 for a high of 77 later today. We have about a 40% chance of showers this afternoon. This will increase to an 80% chance of rain tonight with roughly 1 to 2 inches of rainfall. And it will be a lot between now and Thursday with rain continuing through the weekend. Again, those weather details coming up, but I wanted to make sure you're dressed for the occasion before you head out if you've got to go. You've heard of the shoe Skechers, haven't you? I think they sell them at Sam's. They're comfortable. They sell tennis shoes, and they sell those little slip-on shoes. They have been sold, and they are going private. They're coming off the market for a sale, get this, of $9.42 billion. I don't care who you are. That's a lot of money. I don't know much about shoes, but somebody's going to make a profit, I think. This is really good because sometimes fire takes things away from us. Swimming legend Gary Hall, he's going to be getting some Olympic medals replaced. Remember the fires that they had in California? His home burned, he lost everything. They're going to be replacing all of his medals. I think it was 10 that he had. That he won in the Olympics. You're going to replace those. That is nice, and I hope everyone who encountered that gets those replaced. Anybody remember Skype? When it first came out, you used it for the video calls. I used it forever in studio for phone calls. Today is it. It's going under. They are shutting it down, closing it, as they've revamped and have other ways, and they're redirecting you to another site now. But Skype comes to an end if you've been paying that. I think I paid like $50 a year for that, something like that. It's gone. I'm trying to think of the American president. Maybe it was George Bush some few years ago. He was at a foreign country, and it seems like somebody threw a shoe at him. Does anybody remember that?
Yeah, he was in Russia, I believe.
Russia? Somewhere like that. Maybe you remember. Well, it happened this time to another president. It was Kenya. He was giving a speech, and they just whopped him with a shoe from the audience. I'm not sure if they've got Secret Service over there in Kenya. The crowd looked pretty rough there, as BBC reported that. My, oh, my. Here's something that I didn't know. I was reading on this, and I consider myself sort of a history buff. I love reading history. I like to know more about it. Alcatraz. And of course, it's been in movies, and it was the prison. But did anyone know that at one time this was a Civil War fort? I honestly did not know that. That shocked me. It was there to protect California. I know underneath the San Francisco Bridge, if you'll look at the pictures close enough, underneath it there is another Civil War fort. But I had no idea that Alcatraz was. So I learned something this morning as I was getting ready for this. Let's see what else we've got this morning. This is tough here. Yellowstone. And I'm not talking about the movie. I'm talking about Yellowstone, the actual park. A horrifying accident happened yesterday. 7 people were killed. A van and a vehicle struck. 6 people in the van would die. I think there was a total of 15 passengers in it. Some did get out. The driver of the other car perished. As those escaped, the van would catch on fire. It takes a few minutes to get emergency personnel to a place like that that's very remote. They haven't released names or anything like that, but I'm sure it was a big vacation for someone. Awful, awful. We're learning more about this. New York Airport. Not New York, but Newark. Sometimes slur that, and it's hard to understand exactly what I'm saying. Did y'all hear about the travel chaos to where everything in the air traffic control room went blank for a few minutes, for a few seconds anyway? It was about 10 seconds there, I believe, that everything went blank. They lost track of all airplanes. They had to ground everything. It's 90 seconds, actually. Now I got the whole story there. But it turned out to be a burnt wire that caused the entire thing. Time to replace something in there. You just cannot have issues like that in an air traffic, as big as that place is, and many airplanes come through. Fortunately, no one was injured on that. That is a very testy job there. We do see that Puerto Rico is withdrawing their $1 billion lawsuit against the oil and gas industry. They were suing them for climate control. We're seeing this a little bit more and more nationwide, where these lawsuits for climate control are being dropped. Puerto Rico being one of the first major ones to disappear. I didn't know this happened in Jackson, Mississippi. And I didn't know that she was here. Are you familiar with the Democrat Jasmine Crockett? Are y'all familiar with her? I've seen her a little bit to where Sean Hannity has featured her here, there, and yonder on different things going across. But she came to Jackson, Mississippi. And I'll just read it, and you take it for what it's worth. The Daily Caller did this report. She was called to give the speech at the college to speak to the young people. And again, I'm not going to add to or take away. I'll read what she said, and you decide. As we read the story, Democrat Representative Jasmine Crockett of Texas appeared to hint that college graduates should be ready to use a chair as a weapon during a Sunday commencement address. Here's what she said. She gave the advice to seniors graduating from Tougaloo College, located in Jackson, Mississippi, during a roughly 20-minute speech on her YouTube page. According to WJTV out of Jackson, Crockett told the graduates that they should be ready to use the chairs on people who tell them they don't belong. You can watch the video. I'm not going to add to it, but you can go to her YouTube channel. It's everywhere. You can read all about that. I'm going to save this one. We'll talk about this one in just a little while. I'm a parent. There's a lot of people who are parents. There's a lot of people watching who have adopted children. And if you don't have children, you have probably nieces or nephews, maybe a best friend who has a child. A child is one of the most precious things that God has ever given us. As you grow older, you'll be really glad that you have children, someone who shares your thoughts, your children, someone to pass on your beliefs to. A Connecticut man, how you could do this, I don't know. Everyone has had a child that maybe doesn't obey or do what they're supposed to. He's accused of beating his 12-year-old son to death with a bat, all because he wasn't listening. Horrible, horrible. He'll get his due, I'm sure. A boat has washed ashore in San Diego. 3 were dead, 4 were barely alive, and 9 unaccounted for. Most likely undocumented migrants trying to get into the United States is what we're getting out of this. A Texas murder suspect is on the loose this morning, escaping before his court appearance. I don't know if you've seen this. I always like to know what's in my area. Van Zant County Sheriff's Office put this out. Trevor McQueen was due in court Monday afternoon in Kaufman County, just east of Dallas. He is on the lam as he broke and ran. Hopefully they'll get him back into custody before long. We don't understand. Lord knows I would never want to know this, and I don't think anyone here would. As a family grew, what I would call an uncalled for murder. We go to South Carolina where this happened. She was from North Carolina, had moved to South Carolina. I think they were actually on a vacation type thing where they had rented a house to stay at. A guy that broke into the home next door, stole a car, credit cards, walked into the apartment that they had rented, or house, however you want to word this. I think she was 22 years old. She was shot. He may have gotten her wallet and fled the scene. They have arrested him. That's still not going to bring back somebody's daughter, is it? Again, he needs his due for what he done. I have never had the urge to be a mountain climber. I know that I don't even know that I've ever climbed at these events. You know, the rock wall. Those were real popular at one time. There's a lot of climbers. I remember, what was it, Sylvester Stallone? Cliffhanger, where they really featured that. There's a lot of people that love to do this. I'm just not one of those folks. We go to Naples, Mount McCullough, if I'm pronouncing that correctly. I could be a little off on the pronunciation of that. But he was scaling back down. He has lost his life. He was from Chicago, 39 years old. Be careful with what you do with these hobbies. It can be very, very dangerous, and that's one of those. Washington. I'm talking about the state of Washington, not in Washington, D.C., the University of Washington. 25 protesters took over a building. They have been arrested now. Now, I lose track with what is going on with executive orders and how things are now. I know before it was kind of light on people who tried to take over universities' encampments, but taking over a building by force, I think the current administration is making it a little tougher on those folks. Let's hope this is another case of that. An example is made of this to where no one else will want to do this. Let's see what else we've got this morning. A lot of you will go, no, there's a picture wrong here. But what it amounts to is dollars and cents. From the Trump administration, as I read this headline, they're offering $1,000 for undocumented immigrants to self-deport. And by all means, it would be cheaper to pay $1,000 a person to leave than all the fees and everything that is associated with removing them by force. It's cheaper. This is unheard of. Have you ever heard the saying that a cat has 9 lives? Well, sometimes it's really true. Where is this? Bryce Canyon National Park. A husband who was 45, his wife was 58. For whatever reason, we don't know, got on the other side of the guardrail. They had their cat with them. They fell 400 feet to their death. Believe it or not, the cat has lived. It was in a backpack carrying case. I think the cat had a broken rib or two, but overall is going to be fine. They perished in the fall. It shocks me. That's a long way. It was 390 feet. My, oh my. We do see that Jennifer Aniston, someone's been arrested. They tried to crash in her gate at her home. Have y'all seen all of that? You never know what people are trying to do. Was there an extra reason? We don't know. We'll be right back as we'll get into your forecast. That's a few of the headlines that are shaping America as you wake up and begin your day. We'll be back in just a moment with that forecast to find out just how wet it's going to be.
We welcome you to a new vehicle buying experience here at Doc's Toyota. Buying a new vehicle doesn't have to be stressful, but don't just take our word for it.
This was the best experience I've ever had buying a vehicle.
Doc's employees are top-notch.
I drove 2 hours, not once, but twice, to purchase 2 vehicles with a 5-month time frame.
Doc's delivers competitive pricing, a comprehensive selection, and flexible financing options, helping you get on the road from Carthage, Meridian, and beyond. There's a reason why there's no deal like a Doc's deal.
Let's face it, accidents are going to happen. If a deer jumps out in front of your car, go see my friends and professionals at Chet's Paint and Body Shop in Center Hill. Chet can help you navigate through this confusing world of insurance by providing photo estimates to insurance companies and the right to choose the body shop of your choice. From a minor scratch to a major collision, Chet has you covered. Chet offers quality repairs by trained and certified technicians with a lifetime warranty on all repairs. That's Chet's Paint and Body Shop. Welcome back as we get into our forecast. Now, let's look at what we've got as the National Weather Service has updated our storm system to where this was just to the west of us down around Natchez. This has moved further east as we pull up radar this morning. This is a level 1 for most of Lauderdale County now. Let's zoom in and take a look at this. And this will cut right through Marion, Tumsuba, northwesterly toward Union out of Lauderdale County. Let's put on some locations where you can kind of see where all this cuts across. This will begin at Alamuchu, go northwest right across Rainbow Lakes, across Highway 39 there at the soccer complex, right across Okeechobee, and right on toward Union, Mississippi, being the level 1 there. And portions of Neshoba County as we get over here, again, Union, right about where Neshoba Baptist is, over by Dixon, is going to be a level 1. And let's turn this off and show you the big picture here as we look at this, all the way taking in from Greenville, Mississippi to Biloxi over to Pensacola. And some of the worst of the weather, a level 3, is going to be right here in Texas. Lufkin, Conroe, Texas, a level 3 today. As we move east toward Mississippi, you'll see that Jasper, Texas, Lake Charles, Lafayette, Baton Rouge, and those areas, even Jackson, Louisiana, is under a level 2 for today. We'll watch this, should this shift or change any, and we'll let you know. Let's turn this off where you can see radar this morning. Let me turn this on. I didn't turn a few things on, did I? Let's turn this off, go to severe where you can see the current radar as we look at this. Now, as you look at the Meridian area that starts at Lauderdale County, we are under an aerial flood watch until 7 p.m. tomorrow, actually the 8th. It's going to be a lot of rain that's going to come down over the next couple of days. As we see this rain right out here to the west of us and Louisiana making its way towards us, that's the closest we've got. But look at this back here behind us. Abilene, Wichita Falls, lots of rain headed this direction. And again, it's going to be wet, and more wet. And we're going to tell you about that. 1 to 2 inches could fall tonight. During the daytime today, we're looking at a 40% chance of showers. This will increase after dark to 80% chance of showers. And again, for tonight, 1 to 2 inches of rain is possible. That's a lot of rain. So we'll watch this carefully and cautiously. Should there be any threat, we'll go live to let you know all about that. All right, let's look closer at today's forecast.
Your forecast is brought to you by EMEPA, your Touchstone Energy Cooperative.
Those record highs, record lows, 1952. It was 94 today. Back in 57, as Chevrolet was rolling it down the assembly line, it would be a low of 40, actually a high of 40 today. Boy, that was nippy, wasn't it? It was. Let's see, where did that run off to? Had a button disappear on me there. All right, let's see here. Our forecast for today reaches only 79. Now, again, these rain showers there, and we show it was out to the west a little bit harder, making its way a little bit closer. National Weather Service updating that a little bit. As we go east and look at this, Demopolis should see 80, 79 in Birmingham today if you're going to be in that area. Now, here's what we've got when it comes to that heavy rainfall flooding there. As you'll see down in Natchez, it's going to be a level 3, and this is through Thursday. The Meridian area, and it does include portions of Neshoba County. Kemper County is now moving into this to where it is a level 2 with severe weather. Level 1 from Scuba northward toward the state line of Tennessee. So something to think of. And look at this. Now, this red area here, anywhere from 4 to 8 inches of rain. The Meridian area is somewhere between 3 to 6 and most likely will rise as this keeps getting updated with the amount of weather that we have coming in with rain. Again, this was earlier where they had it down here in the southwest corner. Now Meridian, a part of this. That's how quickly they updated that. What's our outlook over the next few days? A little bit cooler there, as we'll see below averages temperatures on the Gulf Coast. We're kind of normal in the Meridian area and across Alabama as we look at our 7-day forecast. 79 today, 61 for the low. 30 to 40% chance of rain depending upon where you're standing, increasing to an 80% tonight, 90% chance of rain tomorrow. Thursday, 80% chance. I'm not done yet. Friday, a 70% chance. Saturday, a 50% chance. Look at this. The weekend continues. 40% chance on Sunday, and then by Monday, we're down to a 30% chance. Holding steady in the upper 70s is what we'll hold on these, and nighttime lows anywhere from 56 to about 60 degrees at nighttime lows. But boy, it's going to be wet, and I urge you not to pull off the edge of the road just anywhere. You'll be there. You'll have to have somebody come pull you out. We know how that works. As we look ahead all the way through the 20th of May, we do have rain chances. They start to diminish their slight chances, 15, 20% chance. That's not bad. That should probably change before we reach that. What about the fishing? Is it good today? Is it as good as Chet's was yesterday? Boy, he had a good one, didn't he? Posted some good pictures there. Light east wind becoming about 5 to 10 today. Major time to fish begin this morning around 8 o'clock, and it'll be good through about 10. Okay time from 2 to 3 if you're going to be out. Get you some worms and go forth there. Sunrise happened at 6:03. Sunset rolls in at 7:40 this afternoon. Got a lot coming up. We got Scott McQuaig here to tell us about Wings and Tails. All of that's happening today out at the Meridian Airport. He's going to sing for us, tell us all about the show. It'll be fun. Join us. It starts at 7. I hope you'll join us. We're real close to that. A couple of minutes away from there. 6:54 right now. We'll go live in 3 minutes and be back for the morning show beginning at 7. Join us. We got a lot to talk about. When you take something that's not yours, be sure to hide it a little bit better. We'll tell you about that also. Kind of stuck out like a sore thumb. But in their defense, we'll have to say it does taste good. We'll give you details on that at the top of the hour.
The Scotty Ray Report is brought to you by our following partners.